Good afternoon. We've had strong winds all day, and those will continue overnight in eastern KELOLAND with clear skies. 30 are low for Sioux Falls, Aberdeen, and Pierre. 25 in Rapid City. Then for tomorrow, windy, mostly sunny skies, and our temperatures are going to be a little bit cooler. 51 Sioux Falls, 46 in Aberdeen, 49 in Pierre, and 47 in Rapid City. Friday's the coolest day of the week with a couple degrees cooler from tomorrow. We'll take a look coming up. KELOLAND's First at 4 starts right now.
Live from KELOLAND Media Group. KELOLAND News, First at 4.
What investigators say led to the threat at the Yankton School District last month.
Plus, a second teenager is behind bars accused of opening fire on a car with a 1-year-old child inside.
And later, it is time to head back to school for dozens of plow drivers as they get ready for the first big snowstorm of the season. Well, good afternoon, and thanks for tuning in to First at 4. I'm Don Jorgensen.
And I'm Kelly Volk. Court documents are revealing new information about a threatening call made to the Yankton School District last month. Investigators say 18-year-old Helen Gonzalez Moya was trying to skip school, but her mother wouldn't let her. Authorities say Gonzalez Moya then called the district from inside the school. Court papers say she and another person used Google Translate to make the threat.
The school district was placed on lockdown while police investigated. Officers eventually arrested Gonzalez Moya on charges of making a terrorist threat and assault. She will make her initial court appearance in next month. 2 people were taken to the hospital following a crash in Minnehaha County this morning.
Deputies say the crash happened on North Cliff Avenue near the intersection with East 85th Street. That's just south of Renner. Authorities blocked off the road as they investigated the scene. No word yet on the conditions of the 2 people who were hurt.
Iowa poultry farms are on lockdown because of the bird flu, but the virus is still getting in. The Iowa Department of Ag announced that the latest outbreak in Kossuth County in the north central part of the state.
The affected farm involves game bird pheasants and commercial layer chickens. There has now been at least 8 outbreaks since October 23rd, leading to the loss of more than 130,000 birds. Currently, there is no vaccine for the virus.
And Governor Kim Reynolds issued a disaster declaration for Kossuth County. An NCAA review has concluded that the officiating in the National Women's Championship game between LSU and Iowa fell short of expectations. The review was pushed up to the summer after criticism about the calls in the game.
LSU beat Iowa for its first national title. The NCAA vice president for women's basketball says officials were graded on the accuracy of their calls, and the overall number was lower than it should have been. She says work is being done on improvements.
Okay, well, let's take a look at our weather. The winds are picking up.
Yeah, the wind was back for another day, Megan.
Yes, it was, Don and Kelly, and it's going to stick around for tonight and into tomorrow. But right now, those clouds are breaking up, so we have mostly sunny skies here in Sioux Falls, 53 degrees, that northwest wind at 26 miles an hour. And as we head across the state, a little bit cooler due to that stronger north wind all day. Sunshine and 49 degrees in Rapid City, north winds at 16. Everybody has been at or slightly above normal temperature-wise as we've gone through the afternoon. Right now, 55 in Yankton, 46 in Brookings, 50 in Mobridge, and 40 degrees in Custer. Here's a look at those current winds out of the northwest at 15 to 30 miles an hour with wind gusts nearing 40, even a couple near 50. And those winds will stick around for tonight in eastern KELOLAND. Few clouds also working their way out of our area. Nothing is coming out of these clouds, and the next few days are going to be dry, so we have an elevated fire risk. For tonight, mostly clear skies, though stronger winds in eastern KELOLAND at the low of 30 Sioux Falls in Aberdeen and in Pierre, 25 in Rapid City. Then for tomorrow, mostly sunny skies. Our winds are going to be strong, but not quite as strong as today, and our temperatures are going to be a few degrees cooler. 51 Sioux Falls, 46 in Aberdeen, 49 in Pierre, and 47 in Rapid City. Then we lose a couple more degrees as we head into Friday, but we also get rid of the wind. We have a slight warm-up on the way through Veterans Day weekend and the first part of next week, which we'll take a look at in just a little bit.
Thanks, Megan. Voters in northwestern Iowa approved several school bond measures during last night's elections. Voters approved a nearly $20 million bond measure for the West Lyon Community School District in Inwood. This will allow the school district to build a 700-seat auditorium, along with classroom additions and remodeling of other areas of the building. The district said that the school has not seen any major updates since 1967. Voters also passed a $33 million bond measure for the Sheldon Community School District. The money will go towards renovating the current industrial tech space in the high school. The district also plans to build new facilities for the band and choirs and expand the science department. The superintendent expects the projects to be complete in 3 years.
Well, in South Dakota, nearly all of the rules proposed for the conducting post-election audits have received final clearance. South Dakota is one of the last states to add post-election audits. They will be conducted for the first time after the June primary elections next year. Lincoln County Auditor Sherry Lund says that the rules could be fine-tuned after going through the post-election process next year. Well, Democrats are claiming victory after big wins in Virginia, Ohio, and Kentucky during yesterday's elections. KELOLAND News Washington, D.C. correspondent Hannah Brett looks at what this means for the 2024 elections.
Election night delivered big wins for Democrats.
It was a good night for democracy.
In Ohio, voters passed a constitutional amendment protecting abortion access. And in Kentucky, Democratic Governor Andy Beshear won a second term in office, partly by campaigning on reproductive rights. Over in Virginia, Democrats won control of both the state Senate and House, with a message also largely centered on abortion rights.
The voters said, look, the government should not be telling a woman what to do with her body.
The nationwide Democratic sweep has Congressman Emanuel Cleaver dancing for joy.
That means we're able to prevent anything bad from happening from our perspective.
With just under a year until the 2024 presidential election, political experts are paying close attention to what these races say about national voting trends.
Once you look a little bit under the hood, it was a little bit less promising for Democrats and more consistent with the national polling.
Political science professor Chris Warshaw says while Democrats notched some victories,
in general, in the state legislative races in Virginia, Democrats did a couple percentage points worse than Biden did in 2020.
He believes there is an obvious takeaway for Democrats.
Clearly, there's a large pro-choice majority of Americans, and if that's what the election's about, then Democrats are going to do reasonably well.
So in 2024, he says we may see Democrats elevate their pro-choice message, while Republicans focus more on issues like crime and the economy. And ultimately, he predicts,
this is going to be a really close race next year.
In Washington, I'm Hannah Brandt.